Well, I've been picking away at these seats on the 11 and 8 passenger Yellowstone Park coach, and I'm gonna do the seat back rests today and hopefully get these tied up. I do have this old seat back rest here, and you can see it's really twisted and warped, but it's going to give me a dimension for the curve that I need. So I lay it up against my straight edge here, and the overall height I need to be at 6.5 inches. The width of the seat back itself is maybe 5 inches. It's just a fuzz shy, but I'm imagining that it probably shrunk up a bit. Measures actually about 4 7/8 maybe. I'm going to shoot for 5, but this will be my pattern. So I need 2 backs for the passenger seats on the 11, and then I need 2 on the 8 passenger, 1 for the driver, which will be a little bit narrower, and then 1 passenger for that one. So I got me 2 boards here of poplar. One is a little narrower than the other. This is going to be the 8, and the longer one will go to my 11. So this is wide enough here, I think. My board is just under 12 inches. So I should be able to stack these and actually get 2 seat backs out of one board. These are hit and miss 15/16, so I need to take them down to 5/8 before I cut out my patterns. Well, this is the board that I had planned on using for the 11 passenger, and you see I have some defects, a knot here that goes clear through. This one doesn't. This one does. It's smaller on this end and the larger portion is on this end. Well, I had kind of thought that I could straddle that and cut most of that out. And when I put the second one in, it's going to be in between. So I think I can cut this knot out. But if I do this way, this one is going to be right in the middle of one of those. So what I would like to do is actually cut my backs out on this, so I can plane the majority off of this side, which will diminish this knot. And then I can plane maybe some off of this other side. This one I think is going to disappear. This knot here I'd like to plane down. So I'm going to start out by making my pattern so I can cut this out, and then I can finish planing that to where I can diminish that one knot. So this is going to clear here, and I think I'm going to be able to sidestep this knot. But when I come back up this direction, I'm going to clear this knot here as well, but not this one here. So if I can diminish this one, it'll be to our advantage. So I'm going to split this through here, and I'll plane this side on this back, and then I'll plane the other side on this back and try to diminish this one as much as possible. So we're going to come back another 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch, which will get rid of most of this knot. And the same here, which should just get rid of most of that knot. That's my hope, anyway. So we diminished the size, but it's still there. But I think what I'm going to do is this will be the inside of the backrest, and that'll get upholstered over, and my backside is nice and clean. So that's going to work okay for that rest. She'll fit in there just about like so. And then for this one, we're going to be about right there. So we're going to get rid of 95% of that. This is going to disappear. It'll be right at the edge. And again, I think upholstery is going to cover that. That's going to be acceptable. And for the second one, we can fit it right there. That's going to get rid of most of that one as well. And actually the two seats on that 11 are two different widths. So I need one backrest that is 54 inches and one backrest that is 53. So all these seat backs need to have a bow to them, and about an inch. So this is going to be the inside of my curve, and generally I can clamp them in my pipe clamp and put a bow to them. And sometimes I've taken my cutting torch and heated them up, and sometimes I put them on my stove. I put a little bend into them about like so. Now I need to have about an inch, and I'm going to go twice that, closer to 2 inches, because it is going to spring back a little bit, and if it goes too far, it's easier to straighten it out. So there I am at 2 inches right now. And I'm going to put this on top of my wood stove. Now I can only heat one side at a time. I've got an old oven rack on here that will keep it off of the direct contact with the stove. But I'll heat up this side here, and then I'll swap it around and heat up the other side. And generally my gauge gets it so hot to where I can't put my hand on it on this side. You've seen me do this before. And with this rack, I can actually put 2 backrests on there at once. So my infrared here shows my stove at 4 1/4. My wood is at 175-ish. It's pretty hot. 165, 170 on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and turn them around. We're starting to get dark on that one. We'll check this back one. We're in that 160 to 64, 65. This front one is 135-ish. The stove itself is over 500. This section here seems to be a little bit hotter than the front. Check this back one. And it's starting to get brown there as well, so I'm going to take that one off. Maybe move this one back. Seems to be a little hotter right there. So after another 5 minutes, we're 140, 145, there's a 150, 160. I think I'll take that one off as well. I'm just going to let these cool. So these will be my first test pieces. Putting a 2-inch bow on them. I want a 1-inch finished. So I'll let these cool and see how much springback we have before I do the second 2 and see if I need to make any adjustments. Well, it's been about an hour. Pretty cool to the touch. Temperature wise, kind of room temperature, 65, 67. And see what we get. And this was the first one we did. This is the one I put the blemish on the inside of the bend. Have a nice bend to that one. I put my straight edge across here. About 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch. I'd say we're an inch right there. That's just about right. And we'll check our second one as well. Right at an inch there as well. Maybe 7/8, but we're really close right there. This is a 52. This goes to the passenger seat on the 8 passenger. This is a 53, so this is the front seat of the 11 passenger. And if we put it up on the back of the seat, you can see how it follows the contour of this rear seat. Even though it's straight, because it has an arch to it, it has this kind of a bow to it, and that seat back will follow that arch just right. And this will be for the front seat on the 11. That's going to have just a nice curve to it as well. So I think our combination is just about right. So while these are cooling off, which takes about an hour, this is the second pair, I want to say a quick thank you to all of you that have gone online to Treasures Out West and have done some shopping for caps and shirts and mugs, that type of deal related to Engels Coach Shop. She has some other items in there as well. We ran out briefly on the hats and her mugs that have the picture of the Borax wagons, but she's got those made again, and we have a new supply of caps in store. And there is another hat that is going to be coming out here relatively quickly, and it is one with a leather patch in the front with the pictures burned into them of the Borax wagons and Engels Coach. That should be coming available here relatively soon. So just another quick thank you for all of you who have supported that store. So from here, the next step is to do the vertical rods that come from that lower seat brace up to the seat back rests. I need to make those, and that'll actually allow these seat backs to be fastened to the seats. So all these have to go to their specific spots. I don't know that they're exactly uniform. So when I shaped the back of these seats, each one fits its spot. But I want to take these back through the forge and anneal this weld out. And it'll also put the mill scale back on to where it's all the same. I will end up putting them back through the sandblaster so they look just like the old original ones. We're getting pretty close, huh? So this is going to be the driver's seat. It's sitting here somewhere close. I may have to do some final fitting. I'm just going to do a kind of a test run here. You can see how we have a nice curve that follows the curve of this seat back here as well. So that turned out nice. And the passenger seat. We'll get the seat back fit. So this is just kind of eyeballed in. I need to take my square and make sure I have all my irons straight and equal measurements, and I'll get this bolted up. I need to sandblast the iron. I'll also prime it, and I can get this attached more permanently and then do my arm rails piece by piece. Appreciate you coming along. Thanks for watching.